Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we are continuing our journey as we are jumping into Judges, and we are looking today at Judges 7 verses 15 to 25, and this is God defeats the enemy. Okay? God defeats the enemy, and it's all about God here defeating the enemy. If you remember, Gideon had an army of 300 men. It started out at 32,000 men, and God eliminated all those men down to 300 men. Okay, so we have 300 men, and it's Gideon's army. So it's Judges 7 verses 15 to 25. Let me read that in my Bible here. When Gideon heard the dream and its interpretation, he bowed down and worshiped. He returned to the camp of Israel and called out, "Get up! The Lord has given the Midianite camp into your hands." Dividing the 300 men into 3 companies, he placed the trumpets and the empty jars in the hands of all the men with the torches inside. Okay, we have 300 men. He divides them up into 3 companies. Therefore, there are how many in each company? 100. Those 3 sets of 100. Okay, so he divides them up. He says this, verse 17, "Watch me," he told them. "Follow my lead. When I get to the edge of the camp, do exactly as I do. When I and all who are with me blow our trumpets, then from all around you, the camp, all around the camp around you, blow yours and shout, 'For the Lord and for Gideon.'" Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the camp at the beginning of the middle watch. Just after they had changed the guard, they blew their trumpets and broke the jars that were in their hands. The 3 companies blew the trumpets and smashed their jars. Grasping the torches in their left hands and holding in their right hands the trumpets they were to blow, they shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" While each man held his position around the camp, all the Midianites ran, crying out as they fled. When the 300 trumpets sounded, the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. The army fled to Beth Shitteth towards Zerka, as far as the border of Abel Habath, near Tabbath. Israelites from Naphtali, Asher, and Manasseh were called, and they pursued the Midianites. Gideon sent messengers throughout the hill country of Ephraim, saying, "Come down against the Midianites and seize the waters of the Jordan ahead of them as far as Beth Beron." So all the men of Ephraim were called out, and they seized the waters out of Jordan as far as Beth Beron. They also captured 2 of the Midianite leaders, Orb and Zeb. They killed Orb on the rock of Orb, and Zeb at the winepress of Zeb. They pursued the Midianites and brought the heads of Orb and Zeb to Gideon, who was by the Jordan. Those last 2 names of those kings, Orb and Zeb, that sounds like something you'd have on the Muppet Show or something like that. But anyway, Gideon defeats them. The whole thing, this whole story, is just God's miracle of defeating the enemy. You know, Gideon has 300 men, and he goes against this army that you can't even count because it's so many. And all they have for weapons is a trumpet and, a torch with a jar over it. Okay? That's all they have. You know, I'm sure they're carrying a sword too, but they didn't need it because they make all this racket and, scare the bejeebies out of the soldiers there, and they go and turn on each other and kill each other. Okay? And then they're running away killing each other. So it's all about God here and how God delivered the enemy. God had earlier, a couple episodes back, we talked about how God pared down Gideon's army so that he would get all the glory. Okay, so it's obvious here that God has done this miracle and God has defeated the enemy. It wasn't how great Gideon was. Okay, he led these 300 soldiers, but it's about how God provided a miracle to defeat the enemy. That is the big thing of the story of Gideon, how God defeated the enemy. I thank you for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking the Word, and I'll see you tomorrow as we continue our journey as we are jumping into Judges. We'll see you then. Lord's blessing to you.